2019 through 2022 have been very difficult for most students in Sri Lanka given COVID and also an economic crisis. However, an educational institute has been propelling all boundaries in education and offering students what they need, and that is ANC education. And today we are at a press conference where they will be discussing what they've been doing for the past 20 years and what to expect for the next 20. Come with me as we go through the proceedings.
Today we have the honor of gracing this press conference by Assistant Vice President and Dean International Programs at Northwood University, Dr. Mamika Reeves. Hello, Doctor. We also have the Pro Vice Chancellor, University of West London, Dr. Suresh Gamalat. Hi, Doctor. We have the Director and Chief Operating Officer at ANC Education, Ms. Arani Mahipala. Hello, Arani. And we also have Director of ANC Education, Dr. Punarjiva Karunaka. Hi, Doctor. So to start off the press conference today, I would pose the first question to Dr. Mamika, and that would be, after a very long partnership that's close to 2 decades with Northwood University and ANC Education, how has this journey been so far, and what plans for the future?
As one of the first U.S. universities that was established here in Sri Lanka in collaboration with ANC, we are delighted to be in partnership for the close to 20 years. And we have seen a lot of ups and downs over the last 20 years with economy as well as student mobilities. But we have a strong commitment to offer U.S. education in this part of the world, and delighted to be here. Now, for the future, we are planning on continuing our most relevant programs, both undergraduate program and maybe online, and in partnership also with the UWL to continue to provide the educational journey here in Sri Lanka. But maybe 4 things that come to mind that would accelerate the students' learning. One is we would like to provide the industry-relevant curriculum, and that means that we may change some of the majors that are available to the students so that they can continue to accelerate in the industry. The second is that we have expanded, and we will expand the international geographical location where students can earn degrees in addition to Sri Lanka, to different parts of the world. And the third is that we would have more opportunity for Sri Lankan students to be able to connect utilizing the digital platform. Just recently, we had international business workshops connecting students from Sri Lanka and Switzerland and China, UAE, South Africa, and Germany. So we would continue to offer these digital platform as part of the learning journey. And then finally, we are committed to provide the experiential learning opportunity. Even in Sri Lanka, together with ANC, we guarantee a paid internship for all the students that come to the Northwood program. So.
Fantastic, Dr. Mami. But let me also pose this question to you as well. Right now, STEM degrees is what's happening, well, the talk of the town, or the globe for that matter. What is the benefit of students studying a STEM degree at ANC Education with Northwood?
Sure, absolutely, because Northwood had always been known as a school of business and school of management, but because of the trend that STEM field education, IT industry, so computer science industry is really going very strong, and our graduates have an opportunity to earn great income going into those industries. So Northwood had launched a STEM field degrees that are available at the undergraduate as well as the graduate. In the US, if students study the STEM related degrees, students would have an opportunity to work up to 12 months of what we call OPT, optional practical training, and if you study the STEM field, you can extend additional 2 years, meaning up to 3 years students will be able to stay in the U.S., any 50 states, to be able to get the work experience upon completion of their degree.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Mamiko. Let me pose the next question to Aruni. It's obvious ANC education is known for US education and the only US completion degree provider in Sri Lanka. With the partnership with Northwood, what's the future and how will this help the Sri Lankan students?
So yes, 17 years of a partnership, or going on the 18th year. So the new the change, I would say, is with COVID or post-COVID, it's the globalization. And we are very excited to note that Northwood University has partnerships in different countries, which some of the countries to mention are Dubai to north of France, Ghana, Switzerland. They have 2 campuses in China. So any one of our Northwood students have a seamless, I wouldn't say a transfer, a seamless continuation to continue and complete their degree at any of those different locations, including the US. So they have now, a basket of 5 different countries to choose from. So that's a plus point. And I think it's something that is absolutely needed during this time period for Sri Lankan parents to consider as well, because when we look at costing, affordability, so you're still going to get that quality US degree that you have anyway chosen. The difference is that you would have different choices of countries to complete your degree at. So we are quite excited with this new growth plan as well.
Fantastic news, Aruni. Let me pose the next question to you, Dr. Suresh. Again, Dr. Suresh, UWL is a long-standing partner with ANC Education, close to a decade or more. Again, providing not just undergraduate but postgraduate qualifications as well. So in this long-standing journey, would you be able to share a few highlights and what will the future look as well?
Well, the future is looking bright. ANC is one of the oldest partners, or one of the most long-standing partners we've had, and that for close to 10 years now. That shows the confidence the university has in working with the ANC, and is really our commitment to our students, the students in Sri Lanka, in being able to bring the University of West London qualifications and the education experience and the opportunities it offers to students here that is more accessible to them. And the university believes very strongly in making higher education accessible to students from a broad range of backgrounds and life circumstances. The highlights, the challenges we faced recently with COVID, that showed our commitment to the students, and also how we work closely with the partner in making sure that the students were able to continue with their education, and even going back to how we started this partnership with a few courses. Now those courses have grown into 4 distinct subject areas. We have law courses being offered here. We have business courses, business and management courses, both undergraduate, postgraduate. And we now have psychology, both at undergraduate and postgraduate levels, and also recent addition in computing at IT and software engineering. And going forward, we're looking at other areas, including shipping, port management. We're also looking at biomedical sciences, which I'm sure Dr. Jiva will be talking about in a bit more detail. And the university itself has gone from strength to strength. We are now one of the top 20% of universities in the UK, according to the Guardian rankings. We have been voted, we have been ranked, we have received the award of being the University of the Year for teaching quality and the University of the Year for student experience by the Times Guide to Good Universities 2023. We are also one top 100 universities in the Research Excellence Framework, with 80% of our research being ranked as world class. And ANC has been a partner in that progress as well, and ANC benefits from the university going from strength to strength, and the students also benefit from the progress that the university has made in that period of 10 years as well. The future, like I said, we are looking at what the future industry is going to bring. We are developing areas, like I said, in shipping and logistics and port management, but also areas in sustainability. And those are areas that students here would definitely benefit from going forward.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh. My next question is to Dr. Pranarjeva. Again, a fantastic year for ANC, celebrating 2 decades of dominance of being the #1 global education provider in Sri Lanka. Would you be able to share some highlights of this academic journey? And as Dr. Suresh mentioned, UWL is also looking at new areas, shipping, biomedical science. How is that going to help the Sri Lankan students?
I think when you say dominance, you got to take it, break it down. When we started, our first intake was 39 students. I can still remember that. And I think this year we enrolled 3,500 plus new students. So that shows in 20 years the growth of new enrollments. The second part is that we've graduated nearly 8,000 students in our transfer programs, 6,000 students plus in our undergraduate programs, 5,000 plus students in our master's programs, and we've also placed more than 3,000 students globally into some of the best universities in the world. For me, 20 years ago when we started this journey, the kind of degrees that were required, the market conditions were very, very different. So my strategic role right now would be to see 20 years from now, what are the degrees that are going to be key for the current generation. Because definitely I can tell you, if you Google the top 10 degrees for the future, it won't be definitely the ones that we think in current context. So it is very, very important for parents and students not to think of the typical being a doctor, engineer, lawyer, accountant, computer scientist is not going to be the future. So I think my role will be in the next 20 years to find the right degrees, working with UWL and Northwood to get that right degrees right now, so the next 20 years growth with the fantastic management team that we have at ANC will be on the same trajectory as we have had in the first 20 years.
Fantastic, Dr. Pranarjeva. That's exciting news indeed. My next question again, Dr. Mamiko, to you is exciting news on the new expansions, as Aruni shared, in terms of Northwood's globalization, in terms of the students' mobility access as well. Talking more about, there's a different perspective of Northwood sees rankings. I would like to have your insights on that and how that's going to help the students.
No, ranking is in many people's mind, and I assume that it is one of the measurement that people, like parents and students, would look for. But as maybe a couple of days ago, you may have seen the news in the United States where some of the Ivy League universities are rejecting the U.S. World Report ranking system, just because some of the ranking system are very much a self-reporting, which is not as objective as it should be. So Northwood share that perspective, and we don't really pay for the ranking. So we are welcome. We welcome the organic ranking where the independent system or organization would do the ranking based on our students' achievement or graduates' achievement. So we have been ranked as number 9 best universities for the return on investment, meaning that they do salary survey, and that was done by pay scale. And this year in 2022, Georgetown University had done the ranking survey, again interviewing all the graduates, and we were the top 12% of the best earning potential university among the 4,500 universities and colleges in the United States. And in addition, what's important to us is to really get the, we focus on the ranking based on the student outcomes. So for example, I know Dr. Jiva talked about the future programs and have an insight on what might be popular. One of the things that we have done 3 years ago is to launch an esports management program. And esports is, as many people know, is a $150 billion industry. And we had launched the esports management program, and we have a competing team that earned 5-time national and international championships in the last 2.5 years. And they also, and then I'm not a gaming specialist, but in the Overwatch and Call of Duty and Rocket League, I think they won the international championships. So that's one. And we also have a DECA team, which is a marketing students to focus on leadership skills and marketing skills. And they were the top, so 10 students earned top 10 slots in the national championships. And one in particular got #1 in the world. So those are something that we also feel very proud of. And Northwood University do not have a law school. However, we have a mock trial team that competes around the nation, and we were the top. We have been in the national competition for the last 18 years of a mock trial team's inception. And 13 of those years we have been competing at the very highest level and go against all the Ivy Leagues, and we're at the top 10 universities in the nation. So those are some of the rankings that we are very proud because it showcases our students and their grit and their achievement.
Okay. Yes, Sarini, please go on.
Yes, I want to add to that. Northwood University students at ANC or in Sri Lanka. So two things. Our students are all employed. Our graduates, every Northwood University graduate, before, I would say, even before they complete their degree, mainly because of the paid internship that they do during the last 6 months of their program, they've already got permanent employment by the time they graduate. So that's an absolute plus that we can boast about. Thanks to the business program that we have with Northwood University. Then the second thing is about, second point is about competing with Ivy Leagues, Northwood University in the US competing with Ivy League universities. I would like to just take 2 examples. Those are 2 competitions that were opened out to the private sector education institutes this year. The first one was during the first quarter of the year, and ANC, there was an ANC team, a business team that competed with local universities, and we won that. Our students won the competition, a business competition. And the second one is ongoing, and they've made the final selection, and there are 3 universities that have been selected, and ANC is one of them, Colombo University is the other, and Jawaharlal University, both local universities, are the other 2. So we are definitely rooting for our students to win that competition as well. So that's the caliber of Northwood University students in Sri Lanka.
Fantastic news across both nations. Fantastic. Dr. Suresh, again, like what we stated before, 2022 has been fantastic, and in Sri Lanka, UWL is the highest ranked British qualification right now in the country.
I'm glad to hear it.
With that, would you like to share the importance of such rankings and the impact for students, and then also for the quality, teaching quality? How does this impact?
It's not the rankings per se, but what those rankings represent and how those rankings were arrived at. What's important in our recent rankings is that it is the students who had voted us for those awards. And that goes to show you how we are actualizing and implementing that mission of being a student-centric institution. We also call ourselves a career university, and we do that largely because of our heritage, but mainly because of what our education represents. Different schools do this in different ways, but there's always an element in the students' learning development program that is embedded in real-life career development. For example, we founded a student-led consultancy program in 2018, where as part of their coursework, they have to conduct a real-life live consultancy project. Now, while that was developed with the master's program, what we did was we extended that to the undergraduate program as well. That actually, what we saw was that actually propelled. So from giving consultancy to our local cafe or local hairdressers, it went on to attracting major, even FTSE 100 companies who wanted to have that consultancy. I had a conversation with the managing director of a private equity firm who was managing the firm was actually managing close to 25 billion pounds. And they wanted the students to consult on investing a 250 million portfolio in emerging consumer technology, things like TikTok, which at the time were really coming into the market. And his rationale was that the students gave a very fresh pair of eyes and could see problems that their seasoned, experienced, qualified professionals would have missed. And then that mushroomed. Now that's embedded in the curriculum. So they have to do it as part of the curriculum work. Now for that, we were awarded the National Leveling Up Award in 2021, which is a major national achievement, in the category of extending enterprise. And the reason we were given for that award, and the quote from Justine Greening, the member of Parliament who actually gave that award, was that we were challenging the status quo. We were creating value for the students and for businesses, and that's the way we see it. We see ourselves as multiple stakeholders: students, faculty, businesses, and non-business organizations, and we have to bring them together in such a way they can collaborate effectively towards their mutual benefit. And we do that through the curriculum in various ways. So that goes to the strength of what it is that we do to nurture the students, to continually enhance their learning experience, and to continually enhance the way we are giving them those life chances and enhancing their prospects in graduate employability. So that is what led to the rise in the rankings. So we have to take that in context. It's what is behind that success story.
Fantastic, Dr. Suresh. Thank you very much. My final two questions would be to Aruni and Dr. Punarjiva. You did mention 20 years ago, you started with 37, and 20 years later, we are currently we are 3,500 students for a year. That's put into the system. What can we expect in 2023 and beyond, and how is this going to help the Sri Lankan students?
So, as I said at the first part, my role will be to bring those degrees that take ANC forward to the next 20 years. We've already started with some cutting edge degrees in cybersecurity, data analytics, digital marketing. I'm in conversation with UWL for their AI program as well. It's one of the earmarked programs that will come in the future. And also our biomedical science program that we will start hopefully next year. And when we talk about biomedical, it becomes really relevant. We just came through a pandemic, and you saw how important developing a vaccine was. Not the number of doctors, but the guys who had to develop the vaccine. And if you look at where biomedical science is evolving, it's evolving into gene therapy where you can cure diseases. It's evolving into vaccines. It's evolving into major breakthroughs in drugs that will cure cancer and other terminal diseases. So actually, it's not only about becoming a doctor anymore. I'm happy to say that UWL is going to start their own postgraduate medical school. So as a result of that strategic initiative, they will have all of these various programs hopefully coming in. So when you plan for 20 years, it's not really the next year and the year after, but these are the trends. So I think ANC has always been the one that was cutting edge in bringing programs into Sri Lanka. So those are the type of degrees that we would focus on. And also the other part is that will get Sri Lankan students who are extremely talented. We're very good at our math skills, very good in our science skills. But unless you become an engineer or a doctor, you don't have too much. But imagine data analytics. If your math skills are good, cybersecurity, AI, if you're good in your biosciences, like people, more than 25% of our students do biology, the stream in A levels. So those students will have those fantastic opportunities, and these people make way more money than doctors in the new world, in the future. So I think this is where I would want to keep ANC's legacy. And in terms of the growth strategy, I think Aruni is the Chief Operating Officer. She will be able to give you better numbers. So as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the product, that's where we are going to position ANC. Thank you.
So without talking about numbers right now, I would like to talk about ANC's completely agree with Jiva. And the other part of it is it's all about choices. Offering all walks of students and parents choices. And that's something that ANC has now evolved into being. So a truly transnational education hub, global education, which it's always been about bringing the best programs to Sri Lanka, making it affordable for students in Sri Lanka and then their parents actually to be able to get a good quality education right here. So just to talk about, yes, we started with our US transfer program, went into Canadian, went into a US degree completion program. But then right now, we have, yes, postgraduate education from UK, being just US only, into UK. And we started not with the traditional MBA programs, but with the LLM pathway, and then that was a huge success. And what is new now is the LLB program from University of West London, and their law school is ranked number 15 in UK, so it is definitely the highest ranked in Sri Lanka as well. So So that's one pathway. Then comes the psychology. I think we've earned a name for psychology, and it's not only US, but we have US and UK. So students have a choice going into masters in clinical psychology in Sri Lanka and from University of West London. So we've tried to yes, IT. So we have computer science, data analytics, cybersecurity from Northwood University. We have postgraduate level MSc in software engineering and cybersecurity from University of West London. Now that's what I call choices. You know, come to ANC, it doesn't matter if it is US education or UK, and then comes our Australian pathway. It opens pathways into 25 different universities, including University of Adelaide, which is a top-ranked Australian university, Deakin, Wollongong, all the popular universities. That's another. So, and then not forgetting our medicine placement program. We've been doing this for 17 years as well. And again, what we are concentrating on there also are the niche areas of well recognized universities in Russia. We have the largest number of Sri Lankan students placed by any local education institute to first Moscow University for Medicine, and a partnership to Armenia, and partnership, and then it's interesting that we have the largest number of students going for medicine to Australia. This is something that nobody talks about because everyone concentrates on Eastern European countries, but we have so many students going to Flinders University, Australia, to complete their or to start their medical qualifications. So, not forgetting Pearson. So for students who would like to do a pathway to make it more affordable for parents, but to get their final degree from universities as University of West London. So finally they have their degree from a university that is ranked number 23 for 2023. So those are choices that we have offered, and now in 2023 we are going into at least opening the pathway for students who start their education here to transfer to and complete their different programs, a seamless transfer. When I say transfer, there is no credit acceptance, etc. It is a given because it's the same program, but from universities like Northwood University, and then hopefully from University of West London as well, because both of them have partnerships in Dubai to European countries, etc. And that's true choice. So that's something that ANC can definitely boast about, that that most won't be able to locally.
What a way to sum it up. A world of opportunities. So with that, I would like to end this press conference. And again, a special thanks to the Assistant Vice President and Dean International Programs at Northwood University, Dr. Mamika Reeves. Thank you very much. We also have Pro Vice Chancellor, the University of West London, Dr. Suresh Gamlat. Thank you very much. We also have the Director and Chief Operating Officer at ANC Education, Ms. Arunima Gala. Thank you. And finally, Director at ANC Education, Dr. Punarjiva Karanayaka. Thank you all. Have a fantastic evening.
And that's a wrap of yet another event by Hi TV. So if you're on the lookout for the premier higher education option, you know where to go, and it is ANC Education. And that's a wrap. Nisuri Gurusingha signing off.